Shingaya Namaste Narashingaya Praladaladabayine Praladaladabayine Hiranyakashipurvaksha Hiranyakashipurvaksha Shinatanga Nakhalaye Shinatanga Nakhalaye Ito Nasingho Parato Nasingho Ito Nasingho Parato Nasingho Yato Yato Yami Tato Nasingho Yato Yato Yami Tato Nasingho Mahena Singho Hridayena Singho Mahena Singho Hridayena Singho Narasinghamadin Charanam Prapade Narasinghamadin Charanam Prapade Tava Karakamala Varenathan Adita Sringha Dalita Hiranyakashipu Tanumrina Ishavadeva Narhari Rupa Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Nasinghadev 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 Jaya Nasinghadev Jaya Kaladhara 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 Jaya Kaladhara Jaya Gauranitai 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 Jaya Gauranitai Jai Gopala, 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 Jaya Gopala, Jaya Krishna Balaram, Krishna Balaram, Krishna Balaram, Jaya Krishna Balaram, Jaya Radhe Shama Sundar Radhe Shama Sundar Shri Radhe, Jaya Jagannath, Jaya Jagannath, Jaya Valadeva Jaya Supatra Jaya Giri Govardhan Giri Govardhan Giri Govardhan Jaya Giri Govardhan Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Gurudev 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev विघ्न विनाशक लक्ष्मी नरसिंहदेव भगवान की जय श्री प्रहलाद महाराज की जय श्री गौरी निताय की जय श्री बाल गोपाल जी की जय श्री कृष्ण बलराम की जय श्री राधे श्याम सुंदर की जय श्री जगन्नाथ जी सुभद्रा जी बलदेव जी की जय श्री गिरिराज धरण की जय श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय श्रील गुरु महाराज की जय प्लीज एक्सेप्ट माय humble obeisances all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, Mataji. Very beautiful prayers. We discussed 24 and 25 from chapter 6 in our last session. And also we discussed the question raised by Shankar Dev Prabhu. So he is not yet joined today actually. But Prabhuji asked two beautiful questions. One question we covered, which is like about monism. Yeah? The question Shankar Prabhu asked is because in one of the purports, Srila Prabhupada mentioned about monism, which is nothing but Mayavadi philosophy. So, the philosophy was taught by Srila Adi Shankaracharya. Okay. But which is Advaita philosophy. We know Dvaita, Advaita. And of course, Srila Ramanujacharya spoke Visishtadvaita. Visishtadvaita means Dvaita, still Dvaita. So broadly categorizing into Dvaita and Advaita. So, Srila Shankaracharya spoke Advaita philosophy. He preached Advaita philosophy. So, the question asked by Shankardevan Prabhu is, why we are against Advaita? Why we are against monism? Why we are against Mayavadi philosophy? In most of the purports, Srila Prabhupada mentioned even like Mayavadi philosophy is like a poison. Yeah, like that. When it was taught by Adi Shankaracharya, who is incarnation of Lord Shiva, what's wrong is in that one? Is Lord Shiva spoke wrong, something wrong? That's the question raised by Shankardevan Prabhu, and which we discussed in our last session. Yeah, so the reason behind that philosophy to be spoken by Srila Adi Shankaracharya. Okay, we thoroughly discussed in our last session. And also we touched the point of Buddhism also. Yeah, so the Buddhism and then this Advaita philosophy and then Dvaita from Madhvacharya, Ramanujacharya and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Okay, so we discussed that point. Okay, the reason behind are the circumstances behind those days, why Lord Shiva spoke Advaita philosophy by the order of Supreme Personality of Godhead. Okay, so we are not at all against Srila Adi Shankaracharya. If we say, Mayavadi philosophy is very, very dangerous, yeah. So that time and the circumstances are different. That one we discussed very thoroughly in our last session. And the second question Shankardevan Prabhu, he asked is, he is not here actually today, about Lord Hanuman. Is Lord Hanuman really a monkey or monkey species, or is it a different species? How can we understand? That is the question asked by Shankardevan. I told him, we'll discuss today. We will touch that point also. But we'll discuss our regular Bhagavad Gita, and let us see if Prabhuji joins. We can touch. Otherwise, also I will explain briefly to all of you, because people are comparing the current day, monkeys. In this Kali Yuga, we see monkeys, many monkeys here and there. Yeah, and we compare these monkeys and Hanuman, Lord Hanuman, as same species, same something like that. Because monkeys are very naughty. Yeah, they are very mischievous animals. Okay, we are not supposed to compare the great Lord Hanuman to these things. Yeah, to these mischievous animals. So he is divine. He is the incarnation of Lord Shiva. So that is very, very important point we need to understand. Even not only this one, even Narada Muni. In some movies, they portray Narada Muni as a villain. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, who make quarrels all the time. Yeah, like this. And even in some movies, they make fun of Lord Yama. Okay, so like this. These are all great personalities. So the monkey army in Ramayana, or the Lord Hanuman, they are not ordinary souls. They are divine. They are they came on some purpose. Okay, so that we should have that consciousness. That is very, very important. Okay, and we need to teach our kids also the same. Understand? So if they see, if any Hanuman cartoon movie, they may portray Hanuman is doing so many naughty things. Yeah, CCC monkey doing naughty things, like that. No, we need to teach our kids. He is divine. He is something different. Okay, we cannot compare such divine personalities with so-called monkeys which we see. Okay, here and there. Yeah, like that. So that respect must be there. Okay, So that is the second question actually he asked. Is it something like a different species, apart from monkey, like that? So how to understand? What exactly is the meaning of Vanara? Yeah. What is the meaning of Vanara? Okay, English word. Monkey is the English word. Yeah. But our Sanskrit word is Vanara. Okay, what is the meaning of Vanara? How to understand that we will discuss. Yeah, let's see if Prabhuji joins even before finishing. Otherwise, also, I will just explain you. Okay, so first let me share my screen and we'll discuss from 26 onwards. Can you see my screen?
Yes, Prabhuji.
It's wonderful, very good. So let me. So in our last session, we discussed 24 and 25. One should engage oneself in the practice of yoga with determination and faith and not be deviated from the path. One should abandon without exception all material desires born of mental speculation and thus control all the senses on all sides by the mind. See, control all the senses on all sides of the mind. Okay. Many times we discussed it. So the senses are in touch with the sense objects. Okay. And the mind influences the senses. Our mind contemplates on sense objects through senses. Okay. We had a very thorough discussion, and behind mind is the intelligence. Okay. So intelligence tries to control mind, but if mind dominates intelligence, then that is not good. Because the mind always wants to enjoy. But the intelligence says, no, that is wrong. Don't enjoy like that. This is the real enjoyment. Okay. Satisfy Krishna. That is the real enjoyment. Intelligence says. So mind rejects or mind doesn't like. So there is always, this like Tom and Jerry fight between mind and intelligence. So if intelligence dominates mind, then the soul will become pure. Okay, here intelligence means pure intelligence. Okay, but if mind is dominating intelligence means, then the soul is conditioned. Okay, that is a difference. Okay, and then 25, gradually, step by step, one should become situated in trance, samadhi. Again, we discussed many times. Yeah, by means of intelligence. See, here also, Krishna clearly mentioned by means of intelligence and by full conviction. So that determination, we discussed about that word determination, faith and determination. Okay. Here also, see, determination and faith. In 24 also, Krishna mentioned. Understand? And thus, mind should be fixed on the self. Okay. So, gradually, by step, it will not happen overnight, by practice. One should become situated in trance. Trance means samadhi. Samadhi means complete absorption of Krishna consciousness. Okay. How? By means of intelligence, sustained by full conviction. Then what happens? The mind should be fixed on the self alone and should think of nothing else. Okay. These are the two verses we discussed in our last session. Now let us go with the 26. Sumudra Mataji, could you please read 26?
Yeah, sure. Yato yato nischalati manaschancchalam asthiram tatastato niyam yetad atmanyeva vasham nayet.
Translation.
Translation. From wherever the mind wanders due to its flickering and unsteady nature, one must certainly withdraw it and bring it back under the control of the self. Purport by His Divine Grace, Srila S. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The nature of the mind is flickering and unsteady, but a self-realized yogi has to control the mind. The mind should not control him. One who controls the mind and therefore the senses as well is called Goswami or Swami, and one who is controlled by the mind is called Godas or the servant of the senses. A Goswami knows the standard of sense happiness. In transcendental sense happiness, the senses are engaged in the service of Rishikesha, or the supreme owner of the senses, Krishna. Serving Krishna with purified senses is called Krishna consciousness. That is the way of bringing the senses under full control. What is more, that is the highest perfection of yoga practice. Hare Krishna.
Wonderful. So key point here you need to remember is Goswami and Godasa. What is the difference between Goswami and Godasa? What is the meaning of go? Not English word go. Sanskrit word go.
Senses or cow.
Wonderful. Senses. Okay. And cows. Okay. Go. Go means cows and senses. Okay. Goswami. Swami means master. Yeah. Who will become Goswami? Who masters the senses. Understand? Who masters means who controls. Who controls the senses. He is called Goswami. Rupa Goswami. Raghunatha Bhatta Goswami. Yeah, we have 6 Goswamis. Yeah. So we say Swami, Goswami means who controls the senses. Go means sense. Godasa, other word. Yeah. Godasa. Godasa means who will be controlled by senses or who is a servant of senses. So Swami means master. Dasa means servant. Okay. We have to be servant of Krishna. Okay. Don't confuse. See, the moment you seek a servant, oh, yes, you know, our eternal position is servant. Yeah. No. Here, servant of the senses. This is dangerous. Okay. We must become the servant of Krishna, not servant of senses. Okay. So we must have the goal to become Goswami, not to stay as Godasa. Understand? We need not do anything to become Godasa. Naturally, Maya attracts. Okay, we fall in the trap of Maya. Yeah, we are by default conditioned in this material world. But to become Goswami, we have to, practice sadhana. Sadhana is required. Spiritual sadhana is required. Understand? So I may ask you the question even in the quiz. After finishing this chapter, we will have a quiz. Okay. I may ask this question, the difference between Goswami and Godasa. Okay. You have to remember this, the difference between these two things. Okay. So from wherever the mind wanders due to its flickering and unsteady nature, one must certainly withdraw it and bring it back under the control of the self. Yeah. Prabhupada explained like beat the mind with chappals. Okay. We are chanting, the mind deviates. Yeah. Or we are driving, or we are going somewhere, the mind deviates on something, okay, which is not supposed to have, but it is there just, before your eyes. Okay. The mind deviates, the mind goes there. Immediately take a chappal, beat the mind and bring it back. Yeah. Chappal means not the physical chappal. Yeah. So have that consciousness to bring it back forcefully. That is nothing but beating the mind with chappal. I have given this example, so I have seen many brahmacharis who either to come from Bhaktivedanta Manar and stay in our temple, and either to go from Mangala Arati and morning during the japa time. Okay, they chant rounds, and some they have they sit before them. They have pictures of Prabhupada, Narsingadev, Radharani, Krishna. Like the different pictures. They keep the pictures, that before them, and while chanting, they look at the pictures and chant like that. Why? They don't want the mind to be deviated to something else. Okay, but the mind deviates, goes somewhere. Okay, so they are changing the thoughts. They are forcefully changing the thoughts by looking at the pictures. What happens here? Yeah, the sense object is a picture, Krishna's picture or Prabhupada picture. Senses are our eyes. The eyes comes in contact with the sense object. If it is Krishna picture, then the mind forces to think about whatever the eyes are seeing. Vice versa, on the other side of the thing also can happen, isn't it? So you're chanting in a park and chanting your rounds. Okay, some dog is running or some beautiful girl is going. So just looking at the dog, or looking at the girl, or looking at someone, some couple are chit chatting, sitting under a tree, looking at them and chanting. So the mind thinks of them, isn't it? So the key point is that the eyes come in contact with the object, external object. The mind contemplates. So here, deviating that object from something nonsense to the most sensible Krishna, so that the mind also deviates from something else which is nonsense and forcefully comes back to Krishna. So they shake their head, they do like this. You must have seen even devotees. Even if the devotees, if they don't have the pictures before them also, they chant and they just shake their head like this to ensure. So mind is not supposed to be occupied with something else. By hook or crook, see, whatever you do, the key point is bring the mind back and focus on chanting. Understand? So that is important. That is how we can control the mind. That is how we can control the mind. So from wherever the mind wanders, because its nature is flickering, its nature is unsteady, it doesn't have stability, that we know. Mind is like a monkey. We know monkeys. Monkeys are very mischievous. Mind is like a monkey, not an ordinary monkey. The monkey, it's a drunken monkey. It drank alcohol. Monkey itself is mischievous. On top of that, this monkey is a drunken. It drank alcohol. Now you can see its state. And not only drunken, it stepped on a fire and burnt. Okay, monkey, which is mischievous by nature. On top of that, it's drunken. On top of that, it's touched the fire. Now you can see, how it behaves. So mind is compared to this type of monkey. It's unsteady and it's flickering and it wanders here and there. So such a unstable mind. So what we need to do? Bring it back, bring it back, bring it back. Forcefully. It has to be forceful until and unless, the stability comes. Once the stability comes, so then, just like all Goswamis, who are very stable. We discussed those who came for house program on Saturday to Dinesh Prabhu's house. We discussed that disturbed and undisturbed, two words. Yeah, Valmiki, the great sage Valmiki. Before becoming Valmiki, he was a hunter. He was a disturbed. Whereas the great sage Narada Muni is undisturbed. Understand? So, mind matters. That is a very, very important point. Okay. So, that is what Prabhupada is explaining here. But a self-realized yogi has to control the mind. The mind should not control him. One who controls the mind is known as Goswami. That is the difference. Okay. You want to eat something, but that is not as per our 4 regulative principles. That violates 4 regulative principles. Then you have to force the mind from doing it so. Understand? Like that. Premadhatri Mataji, could you please read 27?
Prashanta manasam henam yoginam sukhamuttamam upayati shanti rajasam brahma bhutam akalmasam. Akalmasam. Translation: the yogi whose mind is fixed on me verily attains the highest perfection of transcendental happiness. He is beyond the mode of passion. He realizes his qualitative identity with the Supreme, and thus he is free from all reactions to past deeds. Purport by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada. Brahma Bhuta is the state of being free from material contamination and situated in the transcendental service of the Lord. Mad Bhaktam Labate Param. Bhagavad Gita 1854. One cannot remain in the quality of Brahman, the Absolute, until one's mind is fixed on the lotus feet of the Lord. Save Mana Krishna Padar Vindya. To be always engaged in the transcendental loving service of the Lord, or to remain in Krishna consciousness, is to be factually liberated from the mode of passion and all material contamination.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Thank you very much, Mataji. So, the yogi whose mind is fixed on me verily attain the highest perfection of transcendental happiness. Krishna is again giving guarantee. In many verses, Krishna is giving the guarantee. You think of me, you meditate upon me, you will come to me, and you will never go back to the material world, like that, in many verses in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna guaranteed the highest perfection of life. Okay. Here also Krishna is saying, the yogi whose mind is fixed on me verily attain the highest perfection of transcendental happiness. So remember, transcendental happiness. Okay, that word is very, very important. Not so-called material happiness. So prasanta, the word, prasanta manasam hinyam. So prasanta manasam means a peaceful mind. How the mind will become peaceful? So by fixing at the lotus feet of the Lord. Yeah. So if you meditate upon Krishna, just to fix your mind on the lotus feet of Krishna. I think if you go to temple, okay, if you take a darshan, while taking darshan, first we have to take the darshan from the lotus feet of the Lord. Okay. If you observe, post session, I show Radha Gokulananda, okay, Srimati Radharani and Radha Gokulananda. So if you observe, always I show from bottom the lotus feet and then move to the top like that. Okay, remember. And in general, people do the mistake. They go to temple, they are before deities, and they close their eyes and take darshan. Don't close your eyes. Understand? The Lord is just before you. You open your eyes. Okay? wide, and just look at the beauty of the Lord and take darshan. Okay, so generally, people do like that. They go to temple and then they close the eyes before deities. No, don't close eyes. Okay, like that. Krishna came just before you. Okay, will you close your eyes? You open your eyes and you speak to Krishna, isn't it? So always open your eyes and tell your family members also. Yeah, wife, kids, even if any friends are taking darshan like this, tell them, because this most people they do like that. Okay, no, don't close your eyes. You open your eyes and take darshan like that. Okay, if you are chanting somewhere, yeah, and some disturbance is there, something like that, then you can close. That is different. Yeah, but when you are taking darshan of deities in a temple or in a house or anywhere, okay, you open your eyes and take the darshan, and always first focus on the lotus feet. This is very, very important. Okay, prashanta manasam. Yeah, they said mind won't be prashantam, the manasam won't be prashantam anytime, but by practice we should keep it stable and peaceful by fixing on the lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Okay, and another beautiful word here is like, of course, yoginam sukham uttamam. What type of sukham is it? Uttama sukham. The sukham of this material world is not uttam sukham. Understand? But this sukham, the devotees will get, or the practitioner will get, it's a sukham uttamam, the best of sukhams, the topmost sukham. Uttamam means the topmost sukham. We know anyabhilashita sunyam gnana karmadi anavrutam anukulyena krishnanu Seelanam bhakti ruttamam. There also, in that verse also, bhakti uttamam, uttama bhakti. Yeah, talking about uttama bhakti. Okay, what exactly is the uttama bhakti? What is the meaning of bhakti? You ask anyone. Okay, ask your friends or other family members in a casual conversation. Just ask them, bhakti means what is bhakti? Everyone knows the word bhakti. You ask them, what is the meaning of bhakti? They say, okay, you do some puja at home, okay, or you go to temple and sit there, take darshan, yeah, or you daily go to temple, okay, or you make 108 rounds around the temple, okay. So I am sure no one will give you better answers than this, okay. Or simply they may say, think of God. That is bhakti, like, which is something better than the other answers. But the definition of bhakti is given from that verse, Anyabhilashita Sunyam verse. What is the definition of bhakti is given? Anya Abhilashita Sunyam. Anya Abhilasha. Abhilasha means desire. Anya, no other desire. Sunyam. Sunyam means zero. So any desires other than Krishna. So what are the other desires? No other desires. Okay. Gnana karmadi anavrutam. Any desires, even including attaining gnana or from karma, okay. Anavrutam, so on and so forth. Yeah. Comparing it to that one, okay. Anukulyena krishnanu. So having no other desires that may come in your mind because of any jnanas or karmas, and think of something which is favorable to Krishna. Anukulyena krishnanu. Anukula means favorable to Krishna. So all desires must be favorable to Krishna. Dini bhakti uttamam. This bhakti is called uttama bhakti. That is the definition is given. Okay. In the same way, the uttama sukham, the definition of the topmost happiness or the best happiness, the highest happiness is given here only when the mind is focused on the lotus feet of Krishna. Yeah. So, and this Brahma Bhutam also, again, this is also same like Samadhi. Brahma Bhutam also meaning similar to Samadhi, the trance, having complete focus, okay, complete absorption in Krishna, the trance, that is Brahma Bhutam. And what happens then? Akalmasham, no kalmasha. No kalmasha means no impurity. Akalmasha, no kalmasha. Okay, means free from all sinful reactions. Okay, that is what happens. Okay, so that's the meaning. So here Prabhupada also mentioned Brahma Bhuta is a state of being free from material contamination. Brahma Bhuta is the state of being free from material contamination and situated in transcendental service of the Lord. If you remember, Samadhi also same, trance, Samadhi also same meaning. Okay, so beautiful. Savai mana Krishna padara vindayo. Okay, means savai mana means mind. Okay, you engage your mind where Krishna padara vindayo. Okay, at the lotus feet of the Lord. Then the best of happiness, you will experience. But again, as I mentioned, it will not happen, 1 day, 2 days, 3 days like that. The practice is required. The more you may think, what is there? Just look at the lotus feet of Krishna. Wherever it is, go and look at the lotus feet of Krishna. I am looking daily, but I am not feeling that happiness. Yeah, means still that mind tuning is required. More mind tuning is required. Understand? It's not like an external activity, not an external activity of looking at the lotus feet. Take darshan from your mind, mind, from heart. Engage completely. Like that. Some people you may have observed, while taking darshan, they cry. Yeah? Tears come from their eyes. Naturally, automatically. Not a external pretension. Okay, some people may pretend as a show business, that's different. Yeah, but some people, they genuinely cry while they're taking darshan, when they see Jagannath on the chariot, or if we go to temple of Balaji or Vrindavan or any holy place, Puri, when they are entering into the temple and taking the Mola Virat, the main Virat darshan, okay, they cry. Yeah. So that is about fixing the mind on the lotus feet of the Lord. Okay. Now 628. Satish Prabhu, can you read 628?
Sure. Yunjan evam sadatmanam yogi vigata kalmashaha shukena brahma samsparasam atyantam shukam asnute.
Wonderful translation.
Translation. Thus the self-controlled yogi, constantly engaged in yoga practice, becomes free from all material contamination and achieves the highest state of perfect happiness in transcendental loving service to the Lord. Purport 5. Self-realization means knowing one's constitutional position in relationship to the Supreme. The individual soul is part and parcel of the Supreme, and his position is to render transcendental service to the Lord. This transcendental contact with the Supreme is called Brahma Samsparsa.
Samsparsa, yeah. Thank you very much, Prabhuji.
Thank you.
So Krishna continuing What Krishna is saying is, thus the self-controlled yogi constantly engaged in yoga practice becomes free from all material contamination and achieves the highest stage of perfect happiness in transcendental loving service to the Lord. Understand? So, transcendental loving service to the Lord. So, here also you can see Sukha, the word Sukha is used two places, at two places here. Sukhena Brahma Samsparsyam, one, and Achantam Sukham Astnute. You can see, yeah. Sukhena, there is one Sukha here. Sukham, there is another Sukha here. Okay. So, at two places, even in previous verse also, Uttama Sukha. Krishna spoke about Uttama Sukha. And here, twice he mentioned the word Sukha. We can understand. Bear in mind, Sukha means here transcendental happiness. That's why in the synonyms, in the meanings, Prabhupada has given Sukhena in transcendental happiness. Okay. And here also, happiness. What type of happiness? Achyanta Sukham. Achantam Sukham means the highest of happiness, the highest stage of happiness. Yeah? Uttama Sukham, Achantam Sukham. Okay. Achantam Sukham Astnute, the highest happiness one will attain. So these all represents, this, it's transcendental in nature. That is a very, very important point. Okay. So that's what Krishna is saying. So, as we discussed in previous verses, if a person controls his mind and engages at the lotus feet of Krishna, then he will be freed from all material contamination and he will achieve the highest stage of perfect happiness in the transcendental loving service. Okay. So in the purport, Prabhupada has used the word self-realization. We have a very beautiful book called Science of Self-Realization. If any of you had studied it, that's really a very wonderful book. Yeah. So reminding our constitutional position in relation with Krishna, that is very, very important. Yeah. What is our real identity? See, the monism, the problem with monism, since that topic, the word identity came here, I am just touching this point. Monism, Advaitam, where the soul merges. For example, a simple example, like in a ocean is there, a drop of ocean water is there. Understand? If this drop of ocean water merges in ocean, can you bring the same drop back again? Is it possible? Yeah. You have a small cup. In that cup, ocean water is there. Yeah. So you have some ocean water. Now you merged the water in that mighty ocean. So that's it. Once it merges, this drop or this cup of that water, it lost its identity because it's merged. Isn't it? Yeah. So in the same way, once the soul merges into this Brahma Jyoti, it will lose its identity. So Advaitam says like this, you will lose your identity because your identity is now the supreme. The identity of the drop of water, once it merges into the ocean, is ocean. That's it. Yeah. So it lost its identity. That's why now this drop of water is also known as, feels like, it's ocean. That is what Advaita says, monism says. Now you are supreme. That's it. Because that individual identity, you will lose. This drop of water lose loses individual identity. That's why now people say it's ocean. That's Advaita philosophy, but Dvaita philosophy is different. Understand? So it has the same characteristic. Yeah. So see here also, the loving service to the Lord, transcendental loving service to the Lord. Krishna used the word, loving service to the Lord. This is very, very important. Okay. There is no transcendental loving service when you lose your identity like this. So that's why merging into Brahma Jyoti is not the highest perfection for the soul. We have three types of realizations. Some of you are new, you may not know it. When time comes, we'll touch that point. Brahman realization, Paramatma realization, Bhagavan realization. So the monism touches the point of Brahman realization and says that is the highest. No. So that Brahman realization is there, that partial, but it is partial. It is not highest. But Advaita philosophy stops there. Advaita philosophy says that's the topmost. There is nothing beyond it. Understand? Why Shankaracharya taught that? Because we discussed in the last session in detail. So I don't want to go into it once again. Okay. So you see Bhagavad Gita in many verses, this word, the loving service to the Lord is given. So when you lose your identity, then there is no concept of service and serving the Lord. So that's why beyond the concept of monism, something else is there which will give us the highest perfection. That point we need to remember. Okay. So that is what Prabhupada is explaining here. Also, self-realization means knowing one's constitutional position in relation to Supreme. In monism, we will lose this position. That position also in relation to Supreme, we lose it. Understand? So we must hold that identity. But again, that identity is not identifying ourselves as a master. That identity is identifying ourselves as a servant. Servant to whom? In relation to Supreme. So Supreme is a master. I am the servant. Okay. So in Advaita, that Supreme servant, that division is not there. The water, drop of water lost its identity once it merged into the ocean. Understand? Okay. So that's what Krishna is saying here. The Sukha, the word Sukha, again used twice. And so by fixing the mind, by practice, at the lotus feet of Lord, and by engaging oneself in the service of the Lord continuously and consistently, one can achieve the highest stage of perfection. See, and that Brahma Samsparsha, the word Brahma Samsparsha, what Prabhupada is saying here, the individual soul is part and parcel of Supreme. Understand? So in dualism, the soul is part, the drop of water is part and parcel of ocean. See, the science, the spiritual science is very beautiful. Yeah. It is part and parcel of ocean, but it has its own identity. That is important. It must have its own identity or its position. And that position should be servant. Okay. So in monism, we miss that point of position or identity. Yeah. And even it is not explained as part and parcel. It explains, it merges. Merges means no part and parcel. It's equal. The drop water is equal to ocean. Okay, that's the difference. Okay, so here, and his position is rendered transcendental service to the Lord. Okay, I hope you understood the key points today. We discussed till 6:28 verses. Okay, Shankar Prabhu is there. Shankar Dev Prabhu is here now. Okay, so the question Prabhuji asked is that Vanara. Okay, is it separate from our thing, or what exactly is Vanara? Okay, is it the so-called the monkeys which we see in this material world? Yeah, like that. What is the meaning of Vanara? Anyone knows the meaning of Vanara? Shankar Prabhu, Shankar Dev Prabhu, can you repeat your question?
Yeah, so I had a confusion with the meaning of the word Vanara, because like earlier what I heard is Vanara as monkeys, but then from other spiritual gurus who I like, whose videos I watch on YouTube, some of them mentioned that Vanara comes from Vana and Nara, which means forest dwelling people. And the video I shared with you the last week, Prabhuji, in that person said Va means maybe, Nara means human, so it is maybe human. So
yeah. So basically, see, forget about the English word monkey. Okay, are those words whatever in your languages, like Koti, in Telugu we call Koti, and in other languages maybe okay. So everything comes from Sanskrit, isn't it? Okay, so the Sanskrit word is Vanara. Okay, even I heard from our ISKCON great senior devotees lectures also, the meaning of Vanara. So Vanara means, okay, looks like a Nara. That's the meaning. Is it Nara? Appears like Nara? You can see, maybe Nara. Yeah, like that, In Sanskrit dictionary, if you search for the word Va, of course, many meanings will come. Okay, one of the meaning is looks like, maybe, like that. So Vanara, 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 looks like Nara. Okay, is it Nara? That's the meaning. Understand? So let us not do the reverse engineering. Reverse engineering means, from, let us not try to understand from monkey back to Vanara. Okay, because this monkey or Koti or whatever is, that is in our these things, but everything comes from Sanskrit. Yeah. So from the forehead of Lord Brahma, okay, a living entity appeared. Okay, Lord Brahma is the creator, we know. Yeah. So from the forehead, even at some places it is written from the tilak of Lord Brahma, a living entity appeared, which looks like a human, but it has a tail. Yeah. So it's called a Riksha Raja. Riksha Raja. And then the Lord ordered him. Yes, Satish Prabhu. Yeah, you raised your hand.
Just thought of sharing this, Prabhu. Vanara, something that I remember is humans living in the forest is one definition. Va there represents Vanam. Nara means human. So humans living in the forest is also referred there. So,
yes. Yeah. One of the meaning is that one also. That's why, So in this story, that point also comes. So this Riksha Raja, okay, so this living entity appeared who looks like Nara with a tail. Then Lord Brahma instructed him, you go and take care of forests. Okay, so your duty is, your service is, you go and take care of forests and protect saints from demons. Okay, so that's why they are called vana sancharis, or forest dwelling living entities, like that. Like just now Satish Prabhu mentioned the meaning. Va means vana, nara means human like living entities living in vanas. Okay, that's the instruction of Lord Brahma. Okay, same Shankardev Prabhu also mentioned forest dwelling people, like that, or living entities. Okay, and yeah, another meaning also, looks like Nara. Yeah, so what is the Prabhuji name? I heard the this meaning from that in that Prabhuji's lecture also many times. Yeah, the meaning of honor. Very recently also, while preparing for our during our Sri Ramanavami time, I heard Sita Prabhuji parent.
Shubha Vilas Prabhu?
No. Sita? No, we how can I forget his name? Our that young very like Bhuneshwari Mataji also arranged Prabhuji's class, for us. Mataji, Bhuneshwari Mataji.
Amarendra Prabhu.
Amarendra Prabhu. Yeah. So very recently also I heard from Amarendra Prabhu's lecture, the same meaning. Both meanings, in fact, like Satish Prabhu mentioned Vana and also Va. Then out of curiosity, I searched in Sanskrit dictionary also, the meaning of Va represents that one. Okay, looks like, appears like, yeah, like that. So that's why the name Vanara came. Understand? And the service is, the instruction is take care of the forest, all vanas, and protect people from these demons, like that. So before going to before coming to this world and take care on the way in the heavenly planets, he took a bath in one of the sarovars, and when he come out, he became a very beautiful apsara. And at the same time, Lord Indra and Vayu, they are on the way, and they saw, they looked at this beautiful girl. And of course, the divine progeny is different from others. By their glands, by the glands of Lord Indra, Vali appeared, Vali born to this beautiful lady, and by the glands of Vayu, Sugriva born. Like that. So that's why Indra, Vayu has that amsha of Lord Indra, and Sugriva has the amsha of Vayu, Lord Vayu. And anyway, so these two are powerful, having their things, and okay, you just go and take care of the forest. So okay, so again he regained his original form as a Riksha Raja, and they came, and they are he is taking care, and he has these two sons, Vali and Sugriva. Okay, so that is how the creation of Vanara happened. Understand? So basically they are powerful, they are intelligent, highly intelligent, highly powerful, and they are the protectors, actually. They are the protectors. Okay. Of course, again, we know the story between Vali and Sugriva, what happened, that is all, we know. So, and they had the differences. Yeah. So that story is there. But that species, that how it appeared, how it created. Okay. This is the reason. And why we know Ravana asked boon, Lord Shiva, okay, so accept this Naras and whoever looks like Naras. So he used the word Vanara. Naras and Va Naras, whoever appears like Naras. I don't care. I don't care. Okay. Give me the boon. Okay. I don't have any issues from the other type of species like demigods, yeah, yakshas, kinnaras, kimpuras, Deva, Danava, Gandharva, Yaksha, Kinnara, Kimpura, all heavenly planetary systems. Okay, just give me the boon. No one can defeat me. These Naras and Vanaras means who look like Naras. Okay, just ignore like that. Brahma is forced to give the boon. So that boon is granted. Now, when the demigods are praying the Lord, we can't bear the atrocities of this Ravana. You please come and save. That time the Lord has given the order. Okay, I will come as, I will born to Dasarath. Okay, and I will take care of it. The moment Lord mentioned that one, we many times discussed, whenever the Lord comes to this world, he will not come alone. He comes along with his paraphernalia, all his associates. Then the demigods decide, okay, how can I serve the Lord? Okay, either we should be Nara or we should be Vanara. The Lord is born as human. Okay, now let us have the bodies of something looks like human. Yeah. So then this, Vanara, creation started, and Riksharaja, and then Vali, Sugriva, and all other army of Vanara. So like that, yes, yeah, no problem, Atul Prabhu. We are also stopping here. Yeah, but this is the origin of, yeah, that's fine, Prabhu. We are also finishing now. So this is the origin of Vanar. Okay. Again in the next session, okay, we'll continue. Yeah. So Sankardev Prabhu, I will continue from here. Yeah. Few more to Sankardev Prabhu, are you coming to temple this Sunday?
Yes, I'll be coming here.
Okay, so I will be there. Yeah, so we'll discuss more about that. You have few more points on that monism, no?
Yeah.
So yeah, that we will discuss. Yeah, face to face.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. So this is the origin. This is the origin of this word, Vanara, and how it started. Okay, we'll stop here. We'll continue next session also to complete the complete topic of that question. Okay, so thank you very much, all the devotees. Quickly switch on your videos. We'll take first your darshan, the darshan of deities. Thank you, Madhavi Mataji. Thank you, Sundara Mataji. Thank you, Pranishta Prabhu, Bhunishta Mataji. Thank you, Mandala Mataji. Oh, beautiful. I didn't see Sumit Prabhu. Very nice to see you. Wow. Yeah, we have Sundar Prabhu, Sumit Prabhu. So it's really a surprise. Thank you. Thank you very much. How is the little one?
Yeah, he's sleeping, Prabhuji.
Sleeping. Good. Yeah, we'll have a video call one day.
No. Yeah, Prabhuji.
Yeah, Sundar Mataji, can we have darshan of your deities?
Yeah, sure.
Yes.
Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Very beautiful. Super, super. Thank you. Okay, let us take the darshan of Radha Gokulananda. Gauranita. Jagannath Baldev Subhadra. Take the darshan of Radha Gokulananda.
So beautiful.
Very, very beautiful. Yes.
Okay, so thank you very much. Again, we'll meet next Monday and continue our discussion.
Thank you, Guruji.
And I request all of you to go through the recorded video and also go through the purpose one more time. Yeah. Once we finish this one, we will have a exam or quiz, something like that. Okay, we will have. And we'll have one house program also, as I mentioned, monthly ones. Okay, so thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
So,
1 second.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Gaur Bhakshan.